Hello and welcome to today's science lesson. So first of all guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera. Hello! And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps and close our eyes. And when you're ready guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. Excellent. And next we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And we'll begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. And then let's go down low, touch your toes. And then back up high one more time. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave side to side. Side to side. Excellent, guys. And then back down to touch your toes once more. Excellent. And let's have a shake, guys. Arms and legs, shake it out. Shake it out. And now hands on hips. Let's have a wiggle side to side. Stop. Now another wiggle side to side. Stop. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and stop. And then we'll go round and round. Round and round. Give our spines a good stretch. Stop. And then back the other way. Round and round the other way. And stop. And to finish, we will do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So welcome to today's science lesson. And can anybody remember in our previous science lesson what we learnt about? We learnt about 3 different ways in which objects are made and what they consist of. Does anybody remember what they were? The three states of matter. Excellent, guys. Well remembered. So let's write that phrase on the board first. 3, T-H-R-E-E, and states, S-T-A-T-E-S. Now the word states is a scientific term. What it basically means is types. 3 states or 3 types of matter. So all together, guys, 3 states of matter. Now, can anybody remember what are the 3 states of matter? There's 3 different ways. Everything on this planet consists of matter, even ourselves. But there's 3 different states of matter. What are they? Remember, we had solids, Liquids. Gas. Excellent, guys. Well remembered. So solids is the first one. S-O-L-I-D-S. Solids. Solids are things we can pick up and hold, and they don't change. The next type was liquids. L-I-Q-U-I-D-S. Now, liquids are things we can touch too, but liquids will get us wet. We can't pick them up and hold them because they will go through our fingers and we'll get wet. And the final one is gas. G-A-S. So the three states of matter: solids, liquids, and gas. Now let's put our thinking caps on, and who can think of some solids? Maybe in this room now. Look around and see if we can see some solids, guys. Fan, excellent. And ruler, perfect. So we've got the fan in our room, and the fan is certainly a solid. And we also have ruler. R-U-L-E-R. Now, who can think of some liquids? Water is a liquid. But there are others. Who can think of other liquids? Coffee, orange juice. Coffee, C-O-F-F-E-E, or orange juice. A-N-J-E-J-U-I-C-E. Now, the most difficult one to think of, because we can't see them, we can't smell them, and we can't touch them, are gases. They are there. Who can give me some examples of gas? Nitrogen, excellent prayer, well done. Nitrogen, N-I-T-R-O-G-E-N. Steam, carbon dioxide. Yes, these are all good examples. Steam, carbon dioxide. Okay, and oxygen. Well done, guys. We're thinking about our breathing. Now let's have a look at this one again, because this is a good one to show the three different states of matter. What have we here as a liquid? Water. But what happens if water freezes and goes hard like a solid? What does it become? Hard water, cold water, that is ice, yes. So we've got ice here, which becomes water, and then if we heat water, water will become steam. So you see how the same object or the same property can develop into different states of matter. And some things are made of more than one state of matter, such as ourselves. Human beings are a combination of solids, like our skin, our bones, and our hair. But we also have liquids. What happens when we cut ourselves, guys? Blood. And blood is a liquid. So that's another state of matter. And what happens when we breathe? Gas, such as oxygen, carbon dioxide. So you see, even within our own bodies, we have the three different states of matter. Guys, that was excellent. Very well remembered. What we're going to do now is we're going to be taking a closer look at the individual states of matter, starting today with this category, solids. In today's lesson, we're going to be concentrating on solids so that we can learn and understand more how solids are made up and what makes them the solids that they are, where they can't become a liquid or a gas so easily. So what we've got now is a PowerPoint presentation for our students to observe, listen to, and also practice speaking about solids. So let's turn to look at the TV screen, please, guys. So let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation today about states of matter, solids. Yes. And in the picture here, we can see a solid object. Does anybody know what it is? It's a ball. And for an extra point, does anybody know the sport? Yes, well done, guys. Well noticed. This is a basketball, and it is an example of a solid object. And we're going to learn more about solids today. Solid matter, particles, are closely packed and arranged in a fixed pattern. You see that picture there of all the small round objects? Would you believe me if I said every solid object is made up of them things? If we microscope them very, 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 very small, you will see little particles all stuck together in a particular shape. Everything, the pencils on your desks, the chair that you're sitting on, or even the clothes that you wear, they're all made up of individual particles. Very, very tiny, hundreds of millions of them. And they're examples of solid matter particles. All solids have a fixed shape and a fixed volume. Yes. What solid objects can we see in the picture here? Wood, yes. Are these solid, liquid, or gas? Solids, yes. They don't change shape very easily. We can hold them, pick them up, and they won't change shape because they are solid objects. For example, cookies are a biscuit, which are solid objects. Who likes cookies? Yes, everybody raises their hand. Cookies are a food, but it's an example of a solid object too. If we hold a cookie, pick it up, it doesn't change shape, it stays the same because it's solid. Cookies remain solid when placed inside a jar. Yes. Did the cookies change shape? No, they stayed the same. We put them inside the jar, but they still remain the same shape because they are cookies and they are solid. So what happens if we change the container? Now they're in a jar. Cookies remain solid when placed onto a tray. Yes, the cookies stay the same. Whatever the container that we use, the shape of the cookies don't change because they're solids. We'll have one more example. Cookies also remain solid when they are placed onto a plate. So you see, it doesn't matter. Cookies in a jar, cookies on a tray, or cookies on a plate. The shape of the cookies stays the same because they are solid objects. If a solid is squeezed, the solid does not change size. Yes, you see here in the picture, this is a lump of iron, and iron is a solid. If we try to squeeze the iron, it won't change shape. It won't change size because it's solid. This shows that a solid has a fixed volume. Remembering about volume, guys, the amount of mass or space that a solid takes up. If we squeeze it, it doesn't change. So the volume stays the same. What about the cookies? What can you see now? Cookie is broken, yes. But even if cookies are broken, they are still a solid in smaller pieces. Yeah, instead of having one large cookie, now what we've got is different pieces of the cookie. But all of the cookie are still solid, they're just broken up into smaller parts. All of the smaller pieces of cookies have the same volume as the whole cookie. Yes, the volume stays the same. If we were to take this piece here and then put it back here, and then this piece, put it back here, it would just be like one cookie. One whole cookie or the same cookie in different parts has the same volume because they remain solids. Any questions, guys? That was excellent. Very well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation about solids and how solids all share the same types of characteristics, where their shape doesn't change, their size doesn't change, and also the volume stays the same. And what we're going to do now is a practical experiment where I have selected some solid objects, and I will invite some students to come forward and test whether these fit the criteria of solid objects of matter. But first of all, let's write the categories on the board. So today, guys, we're looking at solids. S-O-L-I-D-S. Now, teachers, I have chosen 3 classroom objects. We have a pencil sharpener, we have some tape, and we have an eraser, a board eraser. You can choose the same objects or different ones for your own practical activity. The main thing to remember is that they must all be solids. And what we need to do now is write the names of the 3 objects on the board. So the first one, guys, sharpener. And what's the second one? Tape. T-A-P-E. And then finally, we have a board duster or eraser. So these are our 3 objects that we're going to use for our practical activity. And what we're going to look to see is if they all fit the criteria of solid objects. So what we need to do first is to see if they change shape. If they are solids, they shouldn't do. Next, we will look to see if they change size. And once again, if they are solids, they should not change size. And then finally, we're going to ask our students to try to squeeze the objects. And if they squeeze them very hard, will they change? And then we will find out whether they change volume. These are the 3 criteria of solid objects. So your table on the board should also look something like this, but your 3 objects can change. So ready, guys? We have sharpener, tape, duster, and we're looking to see if they change shape, change size, and change volume. If we answer no to all of these criteria, then yes, we know they are solid objects. So we have 3 objects on our desk here. And now I would like to invite my first student to come forward and examine the first object. The first object we're going to look at is a sharpener, pencil sharpener. So I would like to invite Dan to come and join me at the front of class. So teachers, what you'll need for the first 2 experiments regarding shape and size are 2 containers. The first one is a bowl. The second one is a box. They can be made of any materials, they just need to be different. What we're going to do is we're going to place the solid objects into the different containers and to see if they change shape and if they change size. They shouldn't do, but we will see. So Dan, here's your bowl. Now we will place the sharpener into the bowl. When I place it in, give it a bit of a movement, but not too much. You don't want it to fly out, okay? So move it around in the bowl. Okay. Now, guys, did the sharpener change shape? No, it's not going to change shape because it's a solid object. So what we can do is we can answer no to the first test, which is good because we don't expect it to change shape. And what we're going to do with the second experiment is we're going to see if the object will change size. Now we put it in a larger box, and if we move it about, will the size of our object change? And we will find out. So ready? Give it another good shake down. Keep going. Okay. Now, let's see if the object has changed size. Did the object change, guys? Is it the same size? Did it get bigger? Did it get smaller? It stayed exactly the same. And that's what we mean by solid objects. No matter what containers they're put into, they remain their original form. They don't change shape and they won't change size. So now we've got 2 of the correct particulars on the board. Now it's time to see if our solid object will change volume. And this is the fun part, because what I'm going to ask Down to do is to hold it in her hand, and when I say go, Down has got to squeeze it. Down has to try to change the shape and the volume of the sharpener. So ready, Down? 3, 2, 1, squeeze! Squeeze! One more time. Okay. Did the sharpener change? Did it stay exactly the same? How many pieces? 1 piece. It stayed in 1 piece. So that means it also did not change volume. So we can say no to this one too. So we've got 3 X's. Did the sharpener change shape? No. Did the sharpener change size? Did the sharpener change volume? No. So therefore, we've confirmed the sharpener is a solid object. And Down, that was excellent. Thanks for your help. High five and a big round of applause for Down, please, guys. So teachers, you can see the activity that we're doing in our classroom now. You can pause the activity and do the same one with the following 2 objects. And remember, you don't need to choose tape and a duster. If you have other materials that you think will work better, then please use them. But we've got a tape and a duster to see if they are solid objects or not. So now, our second object, we're going to use tape. And for this part of the experiment, I would like to invite Bangpon. Come and join me at the front of class, please. Object number 2, guys, tape. First thing we want to see is, will the tape change shape? So ready, Bangpon? After I give you the bowl, I'll put the tape inside, and then I want you to give it a shake, but not too hard. I don't want it to fly out anyway. And we'll see if it changes shape. So in it goes, and then hold it to the camera and give it a good shake. Bit more, bit more, bit more. Okay, excellent. So we've given it a good shake in our bowl. Did it change shape? No, stayed exactly the same, like we expected to, because we know tape is a solid object. So now we've got the first X next to tape. Next we're going to see, with the larger wooden box, if it will change size. What we're going to do is place it in the box and give it a good shake again. And in the bigger box, will this tape change size? Bangpon will let us see. Ready? Okay, bit more, bit more, bit more. Okay, that's a good shake. Well done, Bangpon. And now we can show you the tape. Did the tape change shape? No, exactly the same. Because it's a solid object, it won't change shape and it won't change size either. So that's the characteristics of solids. So let's put another X next to this one here too. Now, the fun part again. We're going to see if the tape will change volume. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give Bangpon the tape, and he's going to try and squeeze it as hard as he can. And let's see if the shape of the tape will change. And if it does, maybe the volume changes too. So Bangpon, are you ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! One more time. And as you can see, did the shape change? Did the size change? In that case, did the volume change? No. We know that we can now confirm that this is a solid object. So we've got no to change shape, no to change size, and no to change volume too. So let's have a big round of applause for Bang Pon. That was excellent, Bang Pon. Okay, we've got one final object. So I need one more student to help me with this test, because what we're going to use now is a board duster. So for our final object, please, I would like to invite Prel to the front of class. Okay, so Prel is going to help me with our third and final object, which is the board duster. So we're going to carry out the same test again. So Prel, I would like to give you this bowl. And inside the bowl, we're going to place our board duster. Prel will give it a good shake, and we're going to see if the shape of the duster will change. But remember, not too hard. I don't want it to fly out and hit you. So now you can give it a good shake. And we can hear it moving about in the bowl. Okay, excellent, guys. Now let's have a look. Did the duster change? Stay the same? So therefore we can say it did not change. So we can give it its first X. Now we're going to place it into the larger wooden box. And we're going to see if the larger box will help it to change size. Maybe it will get bigger because it's in a bigger box. If it was other things like liquids, it would do. But how about the solid? Give it a good shake for me, Prel. You can hear it going side to side. So now, very good. Let's see if the duster changed size. What do we think, guys? Bigger? Smaller? Same size? Correct. Because it's a solid and the solid particles stick together, it stayed the same size. So now we can X this box too. And then finally, let's see, I think Prel, how big are Prel's muscles? I think she's quite strong. What we're going to ask Prel to do now is when I say Prel is going to try to squeeze the board duster. And then, after a few seconds, we'll have a look and see if it's changed volume. So Prel, when you're ready. 3, 2, 1, go! One more big squeeze. Okay, that's enough. And now we can show it to the camera. Did it change, guys? Stayed exactly the same. All solid objects, no matter who tries to squeeze them, even if I try it and I'm bigger, so maybe I can squeeze it more, it doesn't change volume. So that means it's a solid object. So there you can see with our 3 objects that we've used for our demonstration, the behavior and properties of all of the different solids. Prel, that was excellent. High five and a big round of applause for Prel, please, guys. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed seeing and carrying out the practical activities to show how different solid objects all share the same characteristics. They won't change shape, they won't change size, and they also won't change volume because they're stuck together with solid particles. And we've got a worksheet exercise coming up shortly for our students to demonstrate their understanding by choosing the correct solid objects. But first of all, guys, let's do our stretch sequence. Let's stand up and push in our chairs. And for this sequence, we'll begin by walking on the spot. Walking on the spot. Stop. Jogging on the spot. Jogging on the spot. Stop. Turn left. Turn left again. Turn left. And turn left again. Hello. Jogging on the spot. Stop. Jogging on the spot. Quickly. Stop. Jogging on the spot. Quickly. Stop. Turn right. turn right, turn right again, and right, hello. And to finish, we're going to do 5 star jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. And now it's time for our worksheet part of the lesson. So teachers, make sure every student in your class gets their own worksheet to do this activity. And what we want our students to do is to demonstrate their understanding of solids. Because what we've got is a worksheet with 12 pictures. And in each picture is an example of an object with a different state of matter. What we want our students to be able to do is to identify the ones that are solids. If you think the object in the picture, guys, is a solid object, write this sentence here. 4 words, this is a solid. But some of the pictures aren't solids. Some of the pictures are liquids, and some of the pictures are gases. And under them pictures, we write the second phrase, this is not a solid. Okay? So if we think it's solid, this is a solid. And if it's not, we say this is not a solid. The vocabulary and the phrases are both at the top of the worksheet. So give our students around 15 minutes for this activity because it requires some thinking time and then also the time to write the exact phrase too. And what do we need to do to begin, guys? Names on top. Okay, so teachers, around 15 minutes, and just monitor the class, help our students with anything they need. So let go. This one's for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Brel for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Down, here's yours. You're welcome. Chew for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nadia, this one's yours. You're welcome. Pat for you. You're welcome. Pakboom for you. Okay, you're welcome. Annette, this one's for you. Okay, guys, so names on top first. And remember, look at the pictures. If the object in the picture is a solid, write the first phrase. This is a solid. But if it's not a solid, if it's a liquid, or if it's a gas, then we write the second phrase. This is not a solid. Okay, so phrase number 1, this is a solid. But then, if they're not, this is not a solid. And we use the second phrase for liquids and gases. So in the first picture, what can we see, guys? Picture number 1. Nadia, what's that? Water. And what state of matter is water? This is not a solid because water is a liquid. Okay, so only the solids use phrase number 1. If it's a liquid or a gas, you want to use phrase number 2. This is not a solid. So how about this one? Lego, a Lego brick, a small toy. This is a solid. Yes, we can hold it. It doesn't change shape or size. That's a solid object. If it's a liquid, if it's a gas, it's not solid. Okay, so a book. Can we hold a book? A solid. Yes, a book is a solid object. We can hold it, no problem. Well done, Pakpong. This is
not solid.
This is not a solid. You're right, it's gas. You can see here, it's gas, it's smoke. Not a solid, yes. Well done to you. Not a solid. And then the Lego block is. So we say this is a solid. Correct. Well done, Bang Bon. You see, milk. Milk isn't solid. Milk is liquid. So not a solid. A solid. Yes, stones or rocks, hard objects we can hold, they are solids. Perfect, Dan, well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet exercise where they had to look at the different objects and work out if they were solid or not solid. My students here all did a brilliant job. And what we're going to do now is we're going to practice saying each of the objects for you. So ready, guys? Water, not solid. Lego, solid. A book, solid. Steam, not solid. Milk, not solid. Rocks, solid. A knife, solid. Fire, not solid. Bubbles, not solid. A football, solid. Clouds, not solid. And finally, a doll we can play with is solid. Guys, that was excellent. Very well done. And that brings us to the end of today's lesson. So we hope you now understand the different characteristics that make solids what they are. They don't change shape, they don't change size, and they don't change volume. That's what makes them solid objects. So we'll see you again for the next lesson soon. Can we all turn to wave and say bye-bye, guys? Bye-bye. See you again soon.